If you're looking into getting a metal roof installed on your home, then you should know how the installation process differs from a traditional asphalt shingle roof installation. By the end of this video, you'll know the materials needed for a metal roof replacement and the steps of installing a standing seam metal roof. Before we dive into the materials that make up a standing seam metal roof, you need to have a good understanding of what a standing seam metal roof is. A standing seam metal roof consists of multiple metal panels that lock together at the seams and are fastened underneath the panel as opposed to being screwed through into the roof decking. This is done because metal tends to expand and contract as it heats and cools, and the fasteners being underneath allows the roof to flex naturally with this process. As for the individual materials that go into a standing seam roof, there are a few that they share with other roofs, such as roof decking, underlayment, and some kind of starter. The decking will be the same regardless, but metal roofs typically use a high heat ice and water shield as the underlayment and what is called a lock strip as the starter. High heat ice and water shield is a roll of cotton-like fibers that won't get sticky or melt under the heat of a metal roof. A lock strip is a piece of metal that's used at the roof's gable and rake edges to hold the panels down during high winds, similar to an asphalt starter shingle. There are really 6 main steps that are involved in installing a standing seam metal roof: tearing off the old roof, installing the lock strips, laying down the ice and water shield, putting on your metal panels, installing the Z-bar flashing, and then finishing off the roof with a ridge cap. First up for any project is the tear off. Regardless of what kind of roof is going on your home, you'll always need to remove the old roofing materials. Your roofing contractor will tear off all the old shingles or metal and replace any decking that needs to be replaced. Next, the contractor will prepare the roof to receive the metal panels by installing lock strips and any drip edge at the eaves and rakes of your roof. That's also when they'll be laying down that high heat ice and water shield that we talked about, which will help protect your roof decking from any leaks that happen to get through the metal panels. After that, it's time for the big stuff, the metal panels. The first panel to be installed will be cut off at the seam and hooked onto the lock strip at one of the rake edges of your roof. Then, clips and screws will be used to fasten the panels to each other and to the roof. The last step is to fill in the gap at the roof's ridge by installing a Z-bar and the ridge cap. The Z-bar is a piece of metal that's bent into a Z shape that does a great job of preventing water from getting up under the gap between the panels and the ridge cap. Once that's in, the ridge cap will go on, everything will be locked together, and the metal roof will be complete. Now I know this was a pretty brief summary for a much longer process, but if you want to see the steps in more detail, check out our blog. It'll be linked in the description below. Now that you've learned about the process of installing a standing seam metal roof, I hope you're starting to feel more confident in taking the next steps in your roofing process. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.